News at 10 on 2 Works for You starts right now.
You think we're going to be mad a week or two and it'll blow over? This will not blow over.
The Reverend Al Sharpton demanding change tonight in Tulsa.
I didn't come to start trouble. I come to stop trouble.
After an emotional march through downtown,
Hands up, don't shoot! Hands up, don't shoot!
his call for action against other police officers.
And the new show of support for law enforcement.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Karen Larson. We are working for you with team coverage tonight. Our reporters Katie Wisely and Brian Miller on both sides of the protest tonight.
We start with Corey Duke live at the Oklahoma Jazz Hall of Fame where Reverend Al Sharpton headlined the event. Corey, how did it go?
Well, it was a lively rally where music did most of the talking. A perfect setting for a man I'm told wanted to be a gospel singer and would have wanted his message to be told through song.
A choir joins their voices in harmony, a symbol for what Terrence Crutcher's family is asking of Tulsa.
We ask that you continue to pray for us and just lift us up. And as she said, we would like peace in the community, also within our family.
A family looking to move past tragedy and focus on a life they say was taken for a reason.
On that fateful night on September 16th, Terrence had no idea that his life would serve a greater purpose.
Civil rights activist Al Sharpton joining the Crutcher family, bringing the crowd to its feet.
Hands up!
Sharpton immediately calling out those who questioned his intentions by coming to Tulsa.
Get behind your cubicle, ain't no light that I'm here. Stop saying, hope you don't bring no trouble. I didn't come to start trouble. I come to stop trouble.
He says the fight for justice here is far from over.
I come to bring some law and to help y'all establish some order. Tulsa is out of order. And that policeman in the helicopter and those around that woman need to be brought in order and learn what the law is.
People here tonight say today's events were the most influential so far following Terrence Crutcher's death. Reporting live, Corey Duke, 2 Works for You.
Now, before tonight's event, Reverend Sharpton led a march for peace and justice through downtown Tulsa. Sharpton spoke to Terrence Crutcher supporters all through today's rally. He says this demonstration is not anti-white or anti-police, it's anti-injustice.
Some will try to march against us and rally against us. Don't disappointed they couldn't get more folk coming out.
Sharpton says he's proud of Tulsa police for releasing the dash cam and helicopter video right away. He even called Tulsa a model for other communities when it comes to police transparency.
Many protesters told us they felt their voices were heard as they marched towards City Hall. Terrence Crutcher's twin sister linked arms with Reverend Sharpton, leading the way through downtown with community leaders and supporters. They started at the Greenwood Cultural Center. Many say they were thankful for Sharpton's presence, saying it's a symbol that Tulsa's leading the way toward change.
I hope that the pressure continues on a city, state, national level to start holding some of these officers accountable for their actions. That's what I'm hoping happens.
As the march ended on the steps of City Hall, Sharpton addressed the crowd, calling for protesters to stay strong in their message.
Organizers estimate this is the largest demonstration in Tulsa following the officer-involved shooting, but comments on social media prove that not everyone is behind the demonstrations. 2 Works for You reporter Brian Miller spoke with some who say these rallies are throwing fuel on the fire.
Karen, today's march and rally ended peacefully, just like the rest of them have here in Tulsa. Many say that's a testament to the swift action by the district attorney in charging Officer Betty Shelby. Still, many I spoke with out here today say they're over the protest and enough is enough. As the crowd made their way through downtown, there was no doubting their message was heard loud and clear. The march began at the Greenwood Cultural Center and ended at City Hall. City workers like Darren Welch were sent home early so they wouldn't be delayed getting home. He ended up just across the street from where hundreds chanted their message.
Well, I mean, I don't believe that innocent people should be killed of any race, but yeah, as you see, it's disrupting our work.
Today's rally was the second in 3 days that shut down traffic here in downtown Tulsa. Some people say it's become annoying and an inconvenience. It's a sentiment shared across the city. In South Tulsa, about 20 people, including current and former police officers, came out to support Betty Shelby.
I hate to see people come in with half the facts or a closed mind, to throw fuel on a fire that's, not necessarily there.
It's unfortunate what's happened. Biggest thing, it's love. Love conquers all. Tulsa's a great city that's responded in a great way.
Those marching have another message for people who say enough with the protests.
I don't think you can ever rally too much. I think that every human life matters. And so whatever we can do as it relates to life, we're going to do it. It's that simple. So when they stop killing us, we'll stop having rallies.
And we don't know of any more planned protests through downtown Tulsa for the near future. Reporting live tonight from City Hall, Brian Miller, 2 Works for You.
All right, thank you, Brian. Supporters of Terrence Crutcher weren't the only ones demonstrating today. A handful of supporters for Police Lives Matter gathered outside the Tulsa County Courthouse. 2 Works for You reporter Katie Wisely was there and heard their side. Katie.
Brian and Karen, more than a dozen people filled the sidewalk here at 5th and Denver this afternoon, all with the same motto, here to back the blue.
Go blue! I'm here to support the Tulsa police and all people.
Standing amongst a group of 10.
Amen.
BJ Spellman waves to cars passing by near 5th and Denver.
Hello!
He's standing in solidarity not only for Tulsa police, but law enforcement around the country.
I think they go out of their way to serve the public. I wouldn't really want to be on the streets without them.
Along with Spellman, others gathered outside the Tulsa County Courthouse Tuesday afternoon to rally for Tulsa police.
God loves you. You too.
This rally comes after multiple protests against Officer Betty Shelby were held last week.
We get to sit at home and judge by what we see in little 15-second clips. They've got to live it.
Julia Clayton came from Sand Springs with sign in hand.
I support our blue.
She's ready to show her support.
If I get up and don't go to work tomorrow because my feelings are hurt, the world's not going to end. But if they decide it's not worth it and quit going to work, our world is screwed.
One Tulsa police officer taking a few minutes to shake hands with supporters.
Hey, you guys take care of yourselves.
Although tensions are still high, BJ Spellman just wants everyone to come together.
Let us all support one another in brotherly love.
To learn more about who held today's rally, you can find that information on our website, kjrh.com. Reporting live downtown, Katie Wisely, 2 Works for You.
And our coverage continues online. If you missed any part of today's speeches, you can watch them all at kjrh.com or on our 2 Works for You app.
Now, your Storm Shield weather first forecast.
Good evening, everyone. We've got a warmer night out there tonight, especially here in Tulsa, where we have south winds, and you can see those on the big flagpole out at Expo Square, where they're setting up for the Tulsa State Fair. At University of Tulsa, it's 69 degrees right now, so a little bit warmer than it was at this time last night. It's 72 in downtown Tulsa. Tahlequah, though, still pretty cool. 55 there, Stigler at 57. So we are going to have some spots that drop back down into the 40s again, but most of us will have a warmer night, tracking another cold front that's going to bring the chilly air back to the region. We'll show you when, and we'll show you how chilly it will be as we head through the rest of the week in your Storm Shield 7-day forecast.
Some breaking news right now at 10. We've just learned that former Israeli Prime Minister Shimon Peres has died. He was 93. In the 90s, Peres was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his role in guiding peace talks with the Palestinians. His condition worsened following a major stroke 2 weeks ago.
Now to an update to more breaking news we first told you about online. A teen is in custody, believed to be connected to the deadly stabbing of a woman in downtown Tulsa. Tulsa homicide detectives found a body at an apartment building on East Brady and Main Street. They say the 15-year-old boy arrested is the son of the woman killed. Investigators say the initial call regarding the incident involved domestic violence. As we go in depth, so far this year, the Tulsa Police Department has worked 52 homicides. Detectives say the numbers are similar to previous years. You can see here in 2015, police investigated 58 homicides and 46 in 2014.
A grand jury decides not to indict the Tulsa County deputy who shot a suspect at a Texas airport during a struggle last year. The deputies were bringing Brent Taft from Utah to Tulsa through DFW. He was suspected of making threats against the Tulsa County district judge. And while they were waiting for a connecting flight, Taft allegedly assaulted Deputy John Wirtz. Taft now facing assault and escape charges.
Houston investigators are still trying to find a motive after Nathan Desai shot 9 people yesterday. Desai attended the University of Tulsa in the late 90s. Authorities say he was wearing a military-style jacket and apparel, had 2 weapons and more than 25,000 rounds of live ammunition when police shot him. Officers say Desai just started shooting at people who drove by his condo.
New at 10, more people coming out against one of the state questions that you'll vote on this November. State question 777. It's the right to farm measure, finding a new nemesis in a sports Hall of Famer. Oklahoma legend Barry Switzer listing different reasons why he plans to vote no on that question.
It allows big business, big agriculture, industrial farming to give constitutional exception outside our Constitution.
Supporters say 777 would further protect farmers' rights to use agricultural technology, ranching practices, and livestock procedures. But Switzer and other opponents fear it could lead to air and water pollution in the state.
More entertainment on the campaign trail. Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump both declaring victory in last night's debate.
And with emotions still raw in Charlotte, a little girl captures the nation's attention. Her emotional plea to city officials just ahead on 2 Works for You at 10.
Welcome back. Updating breaking news from Charlotte, North Carolina. Its police headquarters was evacuated after a suspicious package was discovered in the mailroom. Authorities say the box had several devices in it. The incident comes 1 week after the shooting of Keith Scott by an officer.
It was a contentious gathering at last night's Charlotte City Council meeting. A number of speakers criticized city leaders for racial bias, including a 10-year-old girl who said she felt discriminated against because she's black.
We are black people and we shouldn't have to feel like this. We shouldn't have to protest because y'all are treating us wrong. We do this because we need to and have rights.
Many at the meeting called on the mayor, police chief, and council members to resign.
In decision 2016, a beaming Hillary Clinton talked up her debate performance at a rally in North Carolina. The Democratic nominee called Trump dangerously incoherent on foreign affairs, saying it's unclear exactly what he's saying. But she saved some of her toughest post-debate comments for Trump's failure to make his tax returns public. She openly questioned whether Trump pays any income tax.
But he probably hasn't paid a penny to support our troops or our vets or our schools or our health care systems.
Clinton will join Senator Bernie Sanders on Wednesday at a college affordability event in New Hampshire.
Donald Trump met with Hispanic business and community leaders today in Miami, Florida. While he was there, he visited a restaurant in the heart of Little Havana. Trump posed for photos with supporters shouting "Viva Trump." At the event, he claimed Clinton has done nothing for decades.
She's the candidate of yesterday, and ours is the campaign, and we're the people of the future.
Donald Trump also saying today that he enjoyed the debate and won virtually every poll afterward.
By the way, Monday night's debate is now the most watched debate in American history. At least 80 million people tuned in to watch Trump and Clinton duke it out. Nielsen only measures viewers who watch traditional TV at home. It does not include those who watched at parties or online. It also doesn't count people who watched on channels like PBS or C-SPAN. So the actual number watching was well above 80 million. Also, if you're counting, there are 12 days until the next presidential debate. It will be held at Washington University in St. Louis in the form of a town hall where half the questions will come from undecided voters. And then the vice presidential debate is this Tuesday.
No debate at all. We are having some great weather in Oklahoma.
Fantastic weather and more on the way. I mean, it's hard to believe it was chilly already, but it's even going to get cooler as the week goes on.
Nice, we'll take it.
I know. Setting up for the State Fair tonight, we have our live camera up now, so we'll be able to show you this from here to the end of the Tulsa State Fair, and you can see as they continue to prep for Thursday, things are going along